Thomas Frank held his pre-game press conference ahead of Slavia Prague, where he confirmed an injury blow to Destiny Udogie. Spurs draw Aston Villa at home in the third round of the FA Cup. Mohammed Kudus says that Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero were right to shout at him against Brentford. And James Maddison states that he's doing his coaching badges while recovering from ACL surgery. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, but I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below, and if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, let's get into it. Head coach Thomas Frank provided a significant injury update in his pre-match press conference ahead of the UEFA Champions League fixture against Slavia Prague, confirming that left-back Destiny Udogie will be ruled out until January. The Italian international suffered a hamstring injury late in the 2-2 draw against Newcastle United last week, forcing him to miss the recent Premier League victory over Brentford. Frank stated that Udogie is out until the new year, which means he will miss the remainder of the busy festive schedule, including games against Nottingham Forest, Liverpool and Crystal Palace. Frank also noted that forward Brennan Johnson is touch and go to feature against Slavia Prague after missing training on Monday. And regarding long-term absentee James Maddison, who is, of course, recovering from a serious knee injury, Frank said that while the midfielder joined the squad for part of Monday's training session, it is still very early stages in his recovery, confirming he remains a long-term injury concern. Frank indicated that rotation will be necessary for the Slavia Prague match to manage the squad's energy levels given the current fixture congestion. A win, or at least a draw with Slavia Prague, would also see us extend our impressive home form in Europe. We haven't lost a game at home in Europe since before the COVID-19 outbreak of 2020, with German side RB Leipzig the last side to defeat us at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in continental competition. And Spurs have been drawn at home against Aston Villa in the third round of this season's Emirates FA Cup. The third round of the competition will take place over the weekend of Saturday the 10th of January 2026. The exact date and kick-off time of our tie plus ticket information will be confirmed by the club in due course. We last faced Villa in the competition last season in the 2-1 loss in the fifth round at Villa Park with Matisse Tell on target. We played Villa at home in the third round in 2017 as goals from Ben Davies and Heung-min Son secured a 2-0 win at the Lane. Football.London report that Mohammed Kudus believes that it was important that Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven shouted their anger at him on Saturday after his mistake led to a Brentford chance during Tottenham's 2-0 win. Kudus showboated somewhat in the second half with Spurs ahead in the tie, turning back to his own half and trying to flick the ball to Xavi Simons, only to send it out of play, giving Brentford the chance to take a quick throw and break into the host box, with Romero sliding in to deny Igor Thiago at the last moment. Both Romero and Van der Ven turned and shouted their rage at the 25-year-old Ghana international, who had otherwise been excellent in the game. On the incident, Kudus stated, "I think it's very important to be honest with each other and demand more from each other. So it was a moment in the game where there were emotions everywhere. They demanded it from not just me, but from the whole team. It is just part of the game. I just kept on with it and kept playing." Van der Ven had previously stated on the same subject that we just want to keep a clean sheet. With the back line, I think that's the most important part. So every time someone is doing, I wouldn't call it strange things, but you know what I mean, We need them to be on it. We need to keep them awake. We need everybody to keep them awake and make sure that we just get the 3 points. Just keep defending like we did the whole game. And I think that's important in these moments. And the Standard report that James Maddison has said he has had to accept the fact that he's going to be out of action for a long time after undergoing knee surgery. In a statement issued by Spurs, there was no time frame on how long the midfielder would be out for, but the 29-year-old did reveal in October that he was targeting a return to action before the end of the season. Maddison was spotted on the grass and having a chat with Thomas Frank in Tottenham's pre-Slavia Prague training session on Monday before appearing on Sky Sports Monday Night Football show to provide a fitness update. It was during this update where Maddison revealed he had started his coaching badges as part of a process to stay in the right mindset after such a big injury. I'm doing really well for the stage that I'm at. It's obviously a long injury I've got. I had a big knee surgery, he said. More than anything right now, it's just about staying in the right mindset. I've had to accept and get over the fact that I'm going to be out for a long time. It destroyed me on the inside. It was such a big season for me, new manager coming in, World Cup year for England. It just felt like I really wanted to have a massive season for myself at this point in my career. But that wasn't the journey that I was lined up for. I've dealt with it. I've dealt with bad things in the past, and this is just one of them. I've tried to do things differently in my time out. I've got the ball rolling on my coaching badges, had 2 more children, another set of twins. So there's a lot going on in my life to try and keep the mind in a good place. I'm watching a lot of football. Maddison stated on Monday Night Football that he always felt like he was going to be a Tottenham player. And there's genuine meaning behind that, and said he could always picture himself in the white shirt at the stadium. Okay, here's my thoughts on those stories today. Obviously match day today, so not tons of news going on. But let's go back to the Frank presser, talking about Destiny Udogie being out. It's a bit of a blow, to be honest with you. Spurs issues down that left-hand side all season, to be fair. And the club's known about this for a while, but didn't actually do anything in the summer transfer window to get a backup left-back or challenger to Udogie for left-back. And Spencer's been covering both. So this is a huge blow. But getting a bit more worried about Destiny Udogie. He seems to be picking up a fair few injuries this season. Just can't get going and keep his place in the team due to injury for long periods of time. So another blow. He's going to be out until January. What is annoying is when a manager comes out, and Ange used to do this as well, and he comes out and says it's just a knock or it's just a small thing. Then we find out they're going to be out for weeks and weeks. Yeah, very frustrating. I think Udogie gives us something a little bit different down that left-hand side. A bit more attacking intent than Spence. Look, Spence is good going forward, but Udogie just brings something that a little bit different. And when he's on fire, when he's on his game, he's the real game changer for Tottenham and can bring a new element down that left-hand side. So, yeah, that will be a big blow for Thomas Frank. And obviously this will mean there's going to have to be more rotation in that back line. So let's hope Destiny can get back quicker than has been stated. FA Cup draw against Aston Villa. I did see a few people online saying that we always seem to get a tough tie in the third round. Recent history, actually, we don't. You know, we've had the likes of Morecambe, of Tamworth, Marine. You know, we've had some pretty on paper would be easier ties. I think we had City the other year, or was that in the Cup? I can't quite remember. I'm sure that was FA Cup actually, but I don't think you can only play what's in front of you, that old cliche, but I think we've been quite lucky over recent seasons on the whole with ties. But this is going to be a tough one. Yes, we're at home, but obviously our home form hasn't been fantastic. Villa are going to be tough opposition, and for us to progress in this tournament, look, personally, I see the FA Cup is really the only route realistically that we could win anything this season. And this first game is going to be tough. No two ways about it. Villa are the informed Premier League team at the moment. So, but I suppose what you've got to take from it is the Premier League going to be Villa's priority at the moment? Are they going to see the FA Cup as a bit of a distraction? Clubs used to do that. I'm not sure they do it as much now. I want all teams to take the FA Cup seriously. I absolutely love the FA Cup. But as I've said before in videos, 1991, the last time we won the FA Cup, a team that's synonymous with it, a team that had won it 8 times at the time, which was a record. And we haven't won it since 1991. So this is a genuine competition. I think we could actually win, but we've got to get past Villa first. So it's going to be incredibly difficult. But fingers crossed for the weekend of the 10th of January that we can get over the line in that tie. Mohammed Kudus speaking about the fact that Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero had a go at him basically for something he did wrong and showboating. I like to see this. I like to see this in the leadership on the pitch, whether that be Romero or Van der Ven. Obviously, Romero captain, Van der Ven has been captain on occasion this season. I really like to see this. Look, time and a place. Kudus, do it up the other end of the pitch, showboating. Let's get the game won first, and then you can do that. Kudus is going to always be that type of player. He's going to blow hot and cold during the game. Obviously, players like this, like I used to love watching Ginola, and your memories of Ginola is just picking up the ball and running with it and just doing brilliant things, which of course he did. But it wasn't always like that. He'd have spells in games where he was very quiet. He'd have games where he was just off it completely. So Kudus can't do what he does all the time, but when he does do it, you want him to do it in the right areas of the pitch. But I just think this shows good leadership from Romero and Van der Ven, and they genuinely obviously want to keep a clean sheet. So this is good. It's healthy for the side. And finally, James Maddison on Monday Night Football and his return. Well, hopefully James Maddison will be back soon, but this injury is a tough injury to come back from. He's got to be right. He's got to be ready. He will know himself when he's ready. If you did watch Monday Night Football, I thought Maddison was excellent on there. Actually, I can see him having a good career as a pundit after football. But just when he got up off the sofa, you could see he was favouring his good side, if you like, when he got up. So he's a million miles away from being ready yet. That knee will be stiff just sitting down for periods of time, and it showed last night. So anybody thinking that Maddison will be back quicker than the club says he's not going to be. He's not going to be. There's still a long way to go in his recovery, but good to see that he's healthy at the moment and recovering well from what he says, and at the right stage of that recovery. We've definitely missed James Maddison. I do feel for him, as he says. New manager coming in, he wanted to impress him. He hasn't had the chance, and World Cup year now, the slim chance perhaps that Maddison would have got in that side for Thomas Tuchel. I don't think he will, obviously, now because he hasn't been playing. But hey, you never know. You never know, but there are a lot of players in that number 10 position for England. But let's hope Maddison comes back stronger towards the end of the season. That's it from me today. Get down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on anything Spurs related, anything about these stories today. Give me a score prediction for tonight's game. And as always, come on you Spurs.